Well, Chris, now that I got the Bronco done, I'm going to try to squeeze in a little bit of time to work on this and the Jaguar and get some stuff done on both of these because our due date's coming close on this. November the 5th will be here before you know it. And I actually got to be done way before that so I can ship it out there and get all my stuff done. But American Powertrain sent me out this transmission kit, this 5-speed kit, which is going to be outstanding because normally I have to come up with a transmission, a bell housing, a flywheel, clutch, and then kind of merge all that together. And all the time I have running and hunting for all that stuff, they send it all right to me. And so what they've sent me is a TKO 5-speed, TKO 600 transmission. I can locate my shifter where I need to. I've got in a central location, but if I need to, I can move that back or move that forward, which is going to be really handy. Sent me a QuickTime bell housing. Looks freaking bulletproof. Very, very nice bell housing there. I ain't got to hunt for that. Matching flywheel. This high-performance clutch disc with these bronze clutch buttons, which that's not going to slip. That's going to be extremely strong and aggressive. And one thing I like is this hydraulic clutch throwout bearing. This eliminates all the pivot points that you have from your pedal all the way out to the clutch, which is resistance, which is more pressure on your foot. This one right here is going to be right inside the bell housing, pushing straight on that. It's more accurate, less friction. Can't wait to put this in. They make this the kit that goes right on that front of that transmission, and will make that very, very nice. They send a transmission mount, the matching master cylinder, and all the little pieces, parts, shifter. So I've never put one of these in, but I'm fixing to see how easy this is, and I think the time saving that me running around finding all these parts and ordering from different places and modifying and pieces not fitting be well worth its weight in gold when I get done. Summit sent me out these motor mounts. These are made by Tin Man. This mounts on the side of the motor, gives me a rubber bushing here, but what I like about it is it comes with these little arms right here, these little gussets. So I can mount these gussets anywhere I want. I can cut them off, make them shorter, or I can even build little stands to make them taller. So I can put that motor anywhere I want to put it when I get ready to put them in. And then Trickflow, who they sent me out these, one of the biggest valve covers they had. They sent me out these big old valve covers, but they also sent me aluminum heads, roller rockers, roller lifters, roller chain, timing cover. They sent me a lot of stuff, but all that's right down there at John Bouchard's Racing Engines. And John Bouchard is working on that now, and he's going to put all that on the motor. Now Tommy's Machine Shop loaned me this block here to do this mock-up with. This is an old 460 that it had, so I'll put all these parts on here and then do all my mocking up where I need to be, and then that'll help out. That'll help out without having to damage my new shiny clean motor that I'll be getting back from John Bouchard. Now, when I go to put this motor in your truck here, I know the size of the tire height in the rear, and I'm not sure of the tire height in the front, but I will actually set this truck up at the most accurate ride height that I can get it at. Then I will set this motor in there and transmission in there and set my engine level to that, because that's where it's going to stay at. So let me get all these parts put in. I don't have my headers yet. I'm going to need them here pretty soon, but I'm going to put all these parts on this engine, and I'm going to set them right in this hole, and then I'm going to mock all that in and set my motor mounts, and then when I do that, I'll yank my body off, and then I'll get back to my chop topping. I'm doing a video on chopping this top, and I've got it done pretty good all the way up to right here. But instead of going on with this chop topping now, I don't need to do anything else right there yet, because I need to get all this motor set up in place where it needs to be. Then I can get that body off, and then I can do that later. And meanwhile, I can get help in here to prep the frame and prep the cab and start doing all this framework, and then finish that up later, because I've really going to be crushed for time as this year goes on. So I'm going to get all this put on this motor and kind of get it set in there, and I'll let you know how all this transmission kit works out, and then I'll show you how that motor looks in there once I get it in place. Now you can see how my motor is fitting in here nice with those Tin Man motor mounts. I've got them kind of set on there and got some blocks under it to where I can get that set. On the inside where my transmission goes in there, my tunnel was a little messed up, and I'm not going to let anything about this body or any of this front end here dictate where this motor is going to set. I'm going to let the motor set where it really needs to be to make my tail shaft in a great location and my level of my engine to be a good spot. So where my transmission was hitting my belt, my tunnel in there, I just cut that out of there. and then I'll just make a new one so I can really move this motor around. Now I've gotten to the point to where these upper control arms, where they're at, it might hit that header, I'm not sure. So I'm going to stop where I'm at until I get my header. So I got with John Bouchard, and he's working with Hooker Header, and I believe they're going to send us a set of headers for this thing. Then I'll put these headers on here, and then I can move this around. So where it stands right now, a ½ inch ain't much to move this engine around. But if your header's a ½ inch into this control arm, that's a huge difference to try to modify a header a ½ inch. So I'm going to stop right here with this. I'm going to get back on working on my top a little bit, and that way I'm not held up at all on anything, and we'll just keep kicking right along. But let me show you on the inside what this looks like. Now inside here, you can see how good all this is fitting. I got to give a shout out to Paul at American Powertrain. Made one phone call to Paul. He asked me a few questions on bench seat, bucket seat, motor, stuff like that. And then he put all this package together for me and sent it right to me. And I had this thing within just a few days. I was amazed at how quick I got every single part in 2 boxes so quick. So, and you can see how good the shifter works here. I let Paul pick that out and how that works right there. So the time saving and me running around trying to find all these parts and buy them and piece them all together and make them work is just, this is the way to go. I've even got my electronic speed signal that comes out for my electronic speedometer. I have a manual cable driven one over here on the other side that I can use if I wanted to. Believe it has a neutral safety switch and a backup light switch, and which is going to be handy if you ever had to fabricate or install them on this old street rod. It's a heck of a lot easier just to go right in here and tap into these 2 wires that's already there. So thanks a lot, American Powertrain. Thanks a lot, Paul. Let's get back to work on this truck and get this thing ready for SEMA 2015.